Hi, Missy. Yeah, I think most of it is actually a smiley face. The fonts could be slightly larger. That'll be great.
Oh, larger.
And then your writing is a bit cursive, right? So maybe you want to take note, and also I noticed you didn't erase the earlier lectures lah. So those you may wish to take note as well. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, Messi. So I think overall pretty good in terms of verbal and non-verbal communication. Your voice is pretty loud, so everyone can hear, and the pitch is quite good. You vary between being serious and light-hearted. Not too fast, not too slow. When you ask questions, you didn't really wait 10 seconds, but I think it's okay because given the pace of the lesson. A few fillers here and there, but only the very nitpicky will notice lah. Okay. Body stance, I think you're very confident when you stand. But I think it would be better if, sometimes when you hold a keyboard, you might feel a bit more defensive because something in front of you. So when you removed it, right, you actually feel more alive. Gesturing is very good. You use your hand gestures to draw attention to whatever you're saying. Facial expression also, same as your pitch, varies between serious and lighthearted. Eye contact is good. You make sure everyone is looking at you. And I think overall, don't feel that you're nervous at all.
Thank you.
Okay, hi Maisie. Okay, in terms of time management, I think better than last time. At the end, I think for the Q&A, I don't know whether the class is trying to help you direct time or for your own personal curiosity. Okay, so yeah. Then in terms of managing group interactions, if I'm not wrong, I think Chaya is one of the disruptor which is being shy and quiet. So I think you miss her out. So a suggestion, when we do group activity, maybe it's good to stand behind so they can observe both group interactions, so that they will know who is so-called the disruptors. Yeah. Then because I'm doing facilitation, so something about preparation work is I think you forget to clean the whiteboard.
Yes,
yeah. So think on the future. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Macy, you actually have a very interesting topic, and the session is therefore very engaging. Just a couple of areas. I think the group the observers have given you feedback about preparation. Maybe because I was talking to you and you forgot to clean the whiteboard before the lesson. That would be a good thing to ensure. And then you have, of course, your delivery planner. You ought to be a bit more detailed and follow the Gartner events. Now, I thought some fine areas of improvement could be that you may want to allow the other group to critique the diagnosis of a group, so that you can have both sharing taking place instead of you doing a summary or doing an answer checking at the end of each group's work without waiting for their presentation. Maybe you may want them to justify the answers, because that would deepen learning a bit more. There was a little bit of discussion over there during this group especially, about what is detached versus maybe the terms used. So you may want to explain, because the usual term of detached means it's out, right? Something that is out. So and why the word detached is used in this particular setting about the loop, that might actually clarify that part. Pause a little longer, and if you pause a little bit longer, maybe you can actually get the learners to reflect and retain a bit better. I'm actually looking at your lesson plan. You have actually factored in 2 minutes for recall, which is therefore what the group has actually asked very interesting questions during your recall time. This is to address Thomas' question about whether it was the group trying to drag time or it was factored in. Actually, she actually factored in 2 minutes for the recall of concepts at the end of the session, which I think the group actually needed it to ask you further question. Now, when you do a recap of the earlier activities, you could have, instead of using words, you could actually show pictures. Remember the other time we were using photos, right? So as a recap, you may actually show a set of photos for them to see if they have remembered the features to look out for when they do a recognition. That might actually drive across the message clearer. Or maybe you could, if you have opportunities to bring an IC, if anyone have an IC or maybe now confidentiality, and see whether another person can use the IC and the person and see whether that's the right person, whether there's some features that have changed since the last time they made the IC, particularly if the IC were made and they are below 30 years old, there may be a big difference between the actual face on the IC, and that would be a very good point to do a recap. Now, I don't recall you using clear examples, which you did the other time in the last lesson, so you may want to also optimize the use of examples or personal stories that may bring across the lesson better. All right? Good job overall.